It's a good job that Colter Shaw doesn't take as long to find his client's missing persons as it's taken me to watch the new season of Tracker, or else everyone he was looking for would be dead. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here for the new season, or should I say the not so new season of Tracker. Yes, so season 3 of Tracker actually came out last week. I think episode 2 actually might be already out. It's either episode 1 or episode 2. Either way, season 3's out. Season 3's here. And I haven't even watched season 2 yet. Well, I have watched season 2. I've watched one episode of season 2. I've watched the premiere of season 2, which of course was called Out of the Past. Now, I felt this was a very, very disappointing premiere to season 2. And I have criticised Tracker quite a bit, saying that I don't really enjoy the formula of the show. I think it's very repetitive. It's not really episodic television where each episode continues on to the next. It's not your traditional show like let's say a Breaking Bad or a Sons of Anarchy or a Game of Thrones or a Walking Dead. Tracker, you could pretty much watch it as you could watch an episode as a standalone episode. You know, it's not like if you miss episode 8, then you need to go back and watch it, because each episode is pretty much like a mini 45-minute story. Now, yes, in season 1 there was like a overlapping, like a season story, but they touched on it early in season 1, and then, to be honest, never really touched on it again until the final 2 episodes. So a little bit like Supernatural. I think Supernatural used to be like that back in the day, where there kind of was like a main story, but every episode was like an individual episode, and if you were lucky, there would be like a little reference to the main story. But yeah, to me, I'm not a big fan of the Tracker formula, and I certainly wasn't a fan of the premiere of season 2. And we will get into it. So, first of all, we see Colter. He arrives at some house. There's a dog outside. He manages to sneak inside the house, and then he is confronted by a man by the name of Frank Wales. Now, Colter gets a little bit aggressive with Frank Wales. Frank Wales says that you're here again, referencing the fact that Colter has tracked him down before. It turns out that Colter visits this guy every year because this guy has apparently got something to do with the disappearance of, I believe, one of Colter's friend's sister. But we see later, the episode finishes with Colter sleeping with this person, so I didn't know if Colter was in a relationship with this person or he's got feelings for this person, but I kind of was hoping that Colter and Rennie would possibly get together, because I think Rennie and Colter have very good personality and chemistry. I think they work well together, but we do see Colter sleeping with this woman who he supposedly tries to find out what happened to her every single year. We didn't see her in season 1, but this is how they start season 2. So this has been like a 10-year plan that Colter's been doing. He tries to get information. He tries to extract what happened every year on the same day that she went missing, but the guy isn't giving out any information. So yeah, there's not a lot he can do. He gets contacted by Thelma. She gives him a job. Her partner, I forget her name. I can't remember her name, but she's left. So her partner is gone. Basically said she's went to live with her mother, and alluded to the fact that they split up. I preferred the other woman. I think she was the better of the two. I think she was a better actress. I know she was in more shows, and she just looked more like a woman, didn't she? This Thelma person, you know. Obviously, she's a lesbian, big butch lesbian with the short haircut, very, very unattractive character, and just not a good character. I don't know if she's an actress or whether this could be her first job in acting. I don't know, but she's got a new office, or at least she's helping Renee paint her new office, and yeah, Renee's going into her own law school or whatever. She's not her own law school, but she's got her own like law department, so she's kind of moving building and she's going solo. I guess she always kind of was solo, but now she's creating, she's upgrading, she's getting a new business. So they give him a job where he is to find this guy that has went missing. Now, the job has been posted by the man's brother, who is called Craig King, and Craig King is wanting to find his brother, who recently went missing after winning $50,000 in the lottery. He says that his brother had some debts, and the first thing his brother did was pay off the debts, and then after that he went missing. And I honestly didn't understand this, because they were talking about 50 grand as if 50 grand's a lot of money, and that anything could have happened to him, and that he did owe some dodgy people money, and Craig believed that his brother was in danger, and that someone's seen him post the lottery winning, the photo of him winning the lottery, and they kidnapped him, and they're trying to get money, they're trying to get a ransom. Now, I understand, like, 50 grand is a lot of money, and I'm sure the average person, I know the average person would happily take $50,000, but for me, I would have to assume that $50,000, while it's a good chunk of money, it's not exactly an insane amount. It's not an amount where you're going to have a shitload of people after you. It's not an amount where you're going to, have like half the town attempting to kidnap you to try and hold you for ransom. I would imagine that a decent amount of Americans have at least $50,000 in their bank account. I think a decent amount of Americans would probably have $50,000 in their savings. I'm pretty sure I've seen a statistic that 1 in every 7 Americans are millionaires if you add up the value of their properties and what they own, like their car, their house, their boat, or whatever, second home. I read that 1 in 7 Americans are millionaires. So $50,000 is a good amount of money, of course, but on it, you're not going to have people kidnap you, professional hitmen, like dangerous men. You're not going to have like these guys kidnapping you for 50,000. So Colter investigates. We come across this U.S. Marshal called Jenny Martinez, who's just an absolute bitch to Colter. Basically tells him, we don't need you. You shouldn't be looking into this. Stay away. All this stuff. So Colter then obviously is up against it, because now he's got a US Marshal that is telling him to stay out of the business, even though he is a rewardist and he's trying to, get involved. Then we have, I believe it's Marshal Jeremy Boyd. Now, he is a lot more friendlier and befriends Colter, and they split up trying to look for the kids. Colter finds the kids of the missing family, but then is confronted straight away from US Marshal Jenny Martinez, who scolds him, tells him to stop looking, and she doesn't want him to help with the search. Bobby then contacts Colter and notifies him that the woman from the family that is missing, Connie King, is actually under witness protection. She put a lot of bad people away in the past. Now she had to change her identity. She was on the run. She was hiding. And that is why she had no previous past and no pictures online, no track records, no nothing like that from, I believe it was like 2017 and before that, previously to that. So, yeah, just a really dumb story that this woman that was under witness protection and basically had to lead a whole new life because of the bad people she put away and the fact that they would be after her if they could find her. She then poses for a lottery win of $50,000. I mean, it's not even a lottery win of like 6 million, 7 million, 8 million, 10 million. At least if it was that, you could kind of like understand it a little bit more. But who even poses for a small win such as 50,000? And again, I'm not saying 50,000 is a really small amount of money, but in comparison to like big lottery wins, 50,000, and the show kept referring to it as a big win. Oh, he won big in the lottery. Maybe somebody's after him. I mean, a big win to me is like millions, not 50,000. But anyway, it was really dumb that she would be allowing herself to take that picture. Colter then tracks down the tablet that the husband was attempting to get rid of, and he finds the husband in a store, and he's been like beat up badly, so he gets sent to the hospital, and then Colter once again goes on the search, and Colter finds out that the deputy sheriff has been killed. Now, Colter says, what the heck happened? I was just talking to him. He's told that couldn't be possible because the deputy died about 8 hours ago. And at this point, Colter manages to put 2 and 2 together when he's speaking with, he finds Connie King, the female. He then asks her, what does your ex-husband look like? The bad guy that's after you, the guy that you ran away from, what does he look like? And it's none other than the marshal, the deputy marshal that Colter was speaking to. So it turns out that he killed the real deputy and then took his identity, took his ID, and he was trying to find Connie and her family. Then Marshal Jeremy Boyd, who's not a real marshal, but he is the bad man that's after Connie King. He goes to the brother's house and he kills the brother. He kidnaps the kids. Later on, Colter and Connie get there while he's trying to escape. The young daughter, Amy, she runs into Connie's hands. Connie wants her son back. Colter then tells Connie to don't do it. You know, you have to accept that he's gone. Jeremy Boyd, he wants to take his son back. She claims that it's not his son. I don't know if she meant biologically or whether she just meant you're a piece of shit, so you give up your rights to him. But either way, Colter convinces her to give up her son. Jeremy then allows him to say goodbye. So Brett King, the little boy, he runs over to his mother, and when he does, bang, 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 Jeremy Boyd's shot, and it turns out that U.S. Marshal Jenny Martinez, I think, sent this crew. She was there, and there was a sniper. The sniper took out Jeremy Boyd. The family is reunited, but Craig King, the brother, is unfortunately dead, and he's the guy that actually hired Colter. He's the one that got the job. So Colter refuses the money. Colter doesn't take the money, and instead, Reedy decided that it was a good idea they set up a charity in King's name, and they use that $50,000 to do so. Or the $35,000 reward, whatever it was that Craig King was offering. So, I mean, that is just a real dumb storyline. This woman in witness protection basically gives away her identity, posts a picture of her on the internet with this $50,000 win. Her ex-husband then, who she helped put away and some of his family members away, he manages to track her down, kidnaps her kids, and then when he's allowing her kids to say goodbye, he gets shot by a member of the marshals or whatnot. Just a really dumb storyline, and at the end, Colter goes and he speaks with, I believe it's Camille, and they sleep together, and that is the sister of the female that he was earlier confronting Frank Wales about. And he does this every single year for 10 years. Honestly, guys, just a really dumb story, dumb episode. Didn't really buy it. Really poor beginning as well. This is a season premiere. You know, seasons premieres are supposed to get you, locked in and enticed, and they're supposed to get you interested and intrigued. And I mean, that certainly didn't do it to me. But yeah, Colter was pretty dumb in this episode. Got his client killed, but I mean, it is what it is. It just wasn't a good episode, you know. It was just really poor, especially for a premiere. So, yeah, and the fact that she just posted this picture of herself for a $50,000 check, which isn't that much, and it's in the newspaper and it's online. I mean, of course, her ex and her ex-husband's criminal associates were going to find her. And what the hell was this? It was a poor episode. But the formula remains. You know, Colter, he gets hired, he tracks the person that's missing, and the bad guy in the end gets shot, and everyone lives happy. Now, yes, Craig, the brother, died, but I mean, for the most part, it's the same episode every single time. You're just changing up the characters and you're just changing up the story slightly, but it's always someone's missing, someone's getting hunted, someone's been kidnapped. And then in the end, Colter saves the day. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I thought it was a poor opener. Can't justify giving it any higher than that. So, 4 out of 10. That's my rating. Let me know what you guys think down below. But that's it for the Season 2 premiere. This one was called Out of the Past. And, yeah, it was nothing like the past episodes because I think it's the weakest Tracker episode so far. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.